What's up, people? It's October 4th, 2025, and this is the Noons Report. BiBi is looking for influencers to fight a literal fight on social media. He called a press conference this week with prominent social media influencers and has called upon them to be literal weapons, because combat isn't fought on the battlefield anymore, or with cavalry, as he called it. It's fought with social media influencers. I mean, he's not wrong. There is an element to that. There is a war of social media influencers going on this year and in the last couple of years on X and many other places. They are looking at these people as the foot soldiers in their information war to keep up the image of Israel and that we are fighting for Israel. I hate to break it to them, but the overall view currently today is that Israel, the Zionist JEWS's, are literally and figuratively tearing this world in half. And we are caught in the middle of it all because we're not allowed to say anything. And it's starting to get to a breaking point, I believe. We are now 3 weeks removed from Charlie Kirk's assassination, and we know less now than we think that we know. We're all completely drained from this whole situation, and they're going to be calling on people in the influencer community to persuade everyone else that they had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. And we would literally all have to be on opioids, completely lost, to believe that. I don't think anyone, even on the left, is currently believing that Israel had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. And Erica Kirk, man, you can't make this woman's behavior up. Like, I've seen hilarious posts about this, and like, if my soon-to-be wife, my fiance, if after 4 years of marriage, I get taken out for doing this and then moves on publicly in her face, I don't care how you're grieving. If you move on the way that this girl has moved on, laughing on set, it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense that she's okay right now. And the whole Israel supposedly now agreeing to a peace deal and a certain sanction of the country, Hamas is now in a situation where they're going to be agreeing to let hostages out. Will they? I mean, they could send an AI video of people just running and saying, oh, that's the hostages, and we'd believe it. Now, earlier today, former NFL quarterback and current NBC, ABC, whatever it is, anchor, Mark Sanchez was arrested at the hospital after being stabbed overnight in Indianapolis after an altercation in a very cloudy, it doesn't make much sense yet, but I didn't hear anything about the arrest until way later. And now they're saying that he has been arrested at the hospital for battery and something else, I believe. And he's not going to be commentating his game tomorrow. He was supposed to be on air. And this guy apparently was drunk, Mark Sanchez, and encountered someone that I believe I read that was delivering food, and then Mark Sanchez pepper sprayed him, or no, backwards. I think Mark Sanchez assaulted him and he pepper sprayed Mark Sanchez. And there were lacerations, a stabbing, and this is just a weird tale. He is, I believe, on the conservative side, and have seen photos of him and Trump. So I don't think that this is politically motivated, but there's something weird behind this. He's not a nobody, and so this person was either on his property or no, they were both out of town from what I read. So there's a lot that doesn't make sense in this. But I mean, I'd say we'd wish Mark Sanchez a speedy recovery regardless of he did this or not. But the other man too. This is an interesting story, and I really don't know what to make of it yet, but it seems to be something that the arrest being added to it about 5 hours after I originally had heard about it. It's definitely adding an added element to it. The day before yesterday, independent journalist Nick Sortor was arrested in Portland, Oregon, at the ICE protests, and after an altercation with Trantifa, he apparently was assaulted, and then he was arrested because he was videotaping the ICE officers or whatever they were doing, arresting some people, and some people saw him videotaping it and doing his broadcast, doing what he does, and then he was assaulted. And then radical Portland police that are spineless, that literally do nothing and let the criminals go regularly, did just that. They arrested Nick Sortor and let Antifa get away, and then he was charged with what was it? I forget now. But he was let go the next morning with basically nothing, disturbing the peace or something like that. And this is just another example of all of the madness that the left has been pushing for the last 8.5 years. I remember when Maxine Waters said, you go out there and you get them, you get in their face. If they voted for Trump, you get in their face and you let them know that they're not welcome around here anymore. So that set the tone. And I remember when Charlie and Candace were attacked, had like something thrown at them at a restaurant, I believe in Florida. And this is just what they've always done. This is what the left does. And I don't label all Democrats that way, because I sometimes do seem to label them generally, but it's the leftists. I know some of these people. I know people that are in Antifa, and they are covert about it. But they wish harm upon anyone that is right. And I mean that in the sense of correct. Nick Sortor is doing what he normally does and gets arrested and brought in another case of them silencing free speech while violence and crime gets to run free like it always does in these Democrat-run cities. For the last few weeks, Greta Thunberg, our little favorite little crisis actor, who I don't even believe is a child, or when she first came out was a child. She's, I think, some weird experimental person that is probably like 30 something years old and we think is a child. But do I know? No. But she's out there trying to bring aid to Gaza on a flotilla with some sort of nonprofit, and have been dealing with all kinds of problems. I believe they got hit by a drone, and then she's been in captivity, which is sort of hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. And I saw an article where she's complaining about the conditions that they're keeping her in, where she's been made to sit on a hard floor for long periods of time, and the food isn't what she's used to, and she's not receiving enough water. But she's able to email and talk to her parents, and they're able to relay messages to The Guardian and other newspapers. And this is just another situation that is just totally being fabricated, and you can't completely buy this stuff. And if you do, I truly feel sorry for you. Greta Thunberg has always been some sort of weird crisis actor, and no one's ever taken her seriously. And I guess I wish her the best in her prisoner of war situation, but she is another tool that they've always used to sow division and with lies and misinformation, and that's all she ever was and is. And I pray for her to be brought back to her parents, who are probably 70, and she's like going on 40 now. But that's just me. Israel has agreed to the peace deal with Hamas, and I don't think that this is gonna actually happen. I'd be surprised if this actually happens. Like I said already, I think that the Hamas can easily produce a AI video of people being freed, and we would have to take it as face value, even though they'd be able to tell it was AI. And they're not gonna. This isn't gonna stop. They want Israel to be the most hated country in the entire planet, and we will all go against them and fulfill their prophecy. And they believe God will come down and save them, and they will be triumphant against every country. So Israel is, I think, what's going to break the simulation. I think people knowing more and more each day about what they've always done and how they're just some made-up state of elitist, and they're not going to win. God always wins, and people parading around in his name will not win. So just keep your prayers up. Pray for these hostages to be freed. Pray for Trump to do the right thing. And like I always say, I believe that Israel's being saved for last. And if you know, you know. I'm gonna echo, because I love the guy so much. Go out and download the new Alex Jones app. If you are on Apple right now, it is available. Android, I believe he said it's coming out next week. I can't tell you enough. Get his app. Help support him. Help get him to stay at number 1, number 2, so they are at the top of the news. Alex goes through more than anyone. I don't think there's anyone in my life that has been correct about more things. Even if it wasn't on the right time frame, he's always been right. And you know that. So go get his new Alex Jones app and help keep him fighting the info war, because he's one of the only ones that we have left. There's us. There's Candace. And we don't even know who else we can trust. So go out and get the new Alex Jones app. He'd really appreciate it. His whole team would appreciate it because, like he said, they can be shutting the doors on them any day, and they're just going to try to destroy him like they always do. But I believe he will triumph. So go and get the new Alex Jones app. And that is not a paid endorsement. I do not know Alex, but I would like to get to know you, Alex. If you see this, bring me on your show. I think that's it, people. I've got a lot going on this week. So do all of you. And I just want to appreciate you if you've made it this far. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and following. I'd really like to keep this going. It's something I truly love is disseminating the news. And so I decided to make it the Noons Report because I'm Kevin Noons, and have a great week. You can find me on rumble.com/The Noons Report, YouTube/The Noons Report, on X, and on Instagram, The Noons Report. Have a great night.